called GMFB, presented to you by Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans. Hi! Yeah, it's Thursday, August 15th. My name's Kay Adams, alongside Nate Burleson, Peter Schrager, and Kyle Brandt. Peter and Kyle, you have a lot to say about this jacket.
This is something that Nate is wearing. Kay wore a trench coat, and it's the second most interesting jacket on the show today. Nate, what are you wearing?
There's a new wave coming.
Okay.
You shop for yourself and your wife at the same time.
Oh, is that true?
I could wear this on a Tuesday, and the wife could wear it on a Wednesday.
I thought that was only the undergarments.
All right. That's on the weekends, Kyle.
Hey, baby.
Time for the lead block.
Lead block!
Where else can I take that other than this? The slate of action going on, kicking off preseason week 2 tonight. Let's break it down as only we can with Throwdown
Is the
Thursday.
gong broken?
Like that.
I don't know.
What happened to the gong?
First up, the Packers are taking on the Cardinals, both teams featuring one of the league's most intriguing quarterbacks in Aaron Rodgers and Lamar Jackson. This is a twofer special for you. You like both of these guys, Kyle Brandt.
Yeah.
I ask you, gentlemen, which QB are you more confident, though, in leading their team to the playoffs this year? Rodgers or Jackson? Shrakes, I'm going to start with you because you said something about the Vikings earlier this week that makes me very intrigued by your answer.
I'm very high on the Minnesota Vikings this year. Very high. I think the Vikings have all the tools, but you're asking about these two.
Yep.
And I think Rodgers is someone I would trust more than Lamar Jackson when we're talking January football. I love what the Ravens organization is all about. They're all in on a revolutionary style offense where we're going to go run first, pass second. We're going to build the offensive line around Lamar Jackson's talents. We're going to bring Greg Roman in. All this stuff. I just haven't seen it yet until I see it. Rodgers, I've seen him be one of the biggest badasses this NFL has ever seen, and I think he can do it again if he has to. Vikings probably are my favorite of that division. Packers and Bears, though, I might like the Packers even more than the Bears. Aaron Rodgers, pretty good. I'm going with Rodgers.
You know, it's so funny. I'm going to go with Rodgers, too, but maybe not for the reason you think. It's when you talk about the Packers, it's always right to Rodgers, and now it's the head coach and everything. The Packers' defense has been building something for a while now. They have spent so much capital on defense. 2 first-round picks this year on defense. First-round picks last year, second-round picks last year, and the proverbial buzz out of camp is that the defense looks better than it's been in years. And I hate to buzzkill the segment in this sense that, like, I'm concerned about Lamar. Like, if they're going to run him as much as they say, that's a tough task to a guy to keep him on the field. I love the Ravens, what they're doing. I'm going to go with the Packers because their defense is going to surprise people.
Aaron Rodgers has made the playoffs 8 times in his 10 full seasons played. It's hard to argue against him, Nate.
No doubt, 100%. And I'm concerned about Lamar as well, but not for the same reasons, Kyle. It's that offense. Last year in the playoffs, it's almost like the team didn't decide to throw the ball until the fourth quarter. You know, you got defenses stacking the box. Are you going to back them up by letting Lamar throw it? We'll see what the play calling is going to be this season. But I do love Lamar Jackson. I'm excited about Lamar Jackson. I love that we're playing these highlights behind me talking. But I'm going with Aaron Rodgers as well.
Wow.
I'm not going to disrespect the guy that I seen do it firsthand.
Yeah.
I seen him light it up when I was on the sideline as a player, and now as a media personality, I'm one of his biggest fans. And I know as long as he's healthy and has a ball in his hand, he has a chance to win any game.
So I would imagine then, Peter, this is exactly how the Ravens want it.
Oh, yeah. They're watching this right now and smiling ear to ear. Keep on doubting us. It's not like we didn't win a division last year with Lamar Jackson. I mean, the Packers won 4 games, I think. We've won a division. Like, they are fine.
Packers lost to the Cardinals last year.
There's nothing the Ravens love more than us hyping up the Browns for 3 hours every day, which we do. Right. So trust me, it's sitting just fine in Baltimore.
And even though we don't exactly know what Aaron Rodgers and that offense is going to look like under new leadership, we have questions about the Ravens and who's doing what role and how's it going to look. And I think that they love that. And they want us to not know what they're going to do into this second season under Lamar Jackson. Another game tonight, Eagles, Jags, love this, Foles Bowl. Many are interested, obviously, in that reunion, but there's a compelling drama in the backfield for both teams as well. Miles Sanders and Jordan Howard are going to battle it out for Philly. You got Fournette trying to get back to 2017 form in Jacksonville. So I want to know, who has the more intriguing running back situation right now? Is it the Eagles or the Jags? Who should I be watching closely?
I think it's the Jags, and I don't think it's close. The Eagles have got some new blood and everything, and I like that. But Leonard Fournette is fascinating. Kay, you talked about this earlier in the show. I don't know what this guy is. You know, our friend Bart Scott came on the show once and said, not everybody can be a generational talent. There's 6 different running backs who say they're in a generational talent, and they're in the same generation. Leonard Fournette 2 years ago, you're like, well, I guess we found our new Earl Campbell. We found the strongest, most badass running back in the league. And then there was some sort of meltdown last year, and I don't know what happened. So he gets a better quarterback now. He's played his whole career under Blake Bortles. Now the hope is that Foles is going to open things up for him. but I think there's some things between the ears he has to answer and certainly between the tackles. I can't wait to see how this plays out because, guys, we used to do a parade every single Monday for Fournette during his rookie year because he was amazing. It's been a while.
Remember the summons?
Yeah.
Yeah, he said, "Oh, you're going to tackle me? Come here, let's do it." And it was incredible. That was a long time ago, 2 years ago.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, go ahead.
Jordan Howard, as a rookie, was the second leading rusher in the NFL.
It's true.
And I believe that he suffers from what you say, Kyle, is like the average name
The
syndrome.
David Johnson syndrome.
David
You have a
Johnson.
boring name. Your name's not Ezekiel Elliott.
John Doe. It's not Leonard Fournette.
You don't get famous.
It's Jordan Howard.
Yeah.
And we forgot just how dominant he was as a Chicago Bear before Nagy, before all the fancy pieces,
Under
before
John Fox.
all of this talent. He was doing it when teams were literally focused on stopping the run. Now with the Eagles, he has Carson Wentz. Teams are going to have to account for that. A stout wide receiver core with Alshon Jeffrey, his old teammate. Jordan Howard said when he signed with the Eagles, these guys are using me like I've never been used before.
Good.
So I feel like it's Jordan Howard, and it's not even close, Kyle. I guarantee that Jordan Howard is going to remind us just how dominant he is because he can do it all. He can run between the tackles, he can catch out the backfield, and he's an old-school bruiser. And that's exactly what the Eagles have been missing. So I'm going with Jordan Howard in the Eagles running game.
The intrigue there will be how Miles Sanders gets worked in and what kind of 1-2 punch that'll be.
What if I tell you Jordan Howard's not even the number one? Like, Miles
There you go.
Sanders was
There you
drafted
go.
out of Penn State, and they're doing flips over him. What if I tell you that Jordan Howard might not even be the number 2? Darren Sproles is healthy and back with this team.
Good point.
What if I say some games he might not be the 3 or 4 because Josh Adams, Corey Clement, and Wendell Smallwood
All
and Donald
playmakers.
are all on this team. Like, the Eagles running back situation might not be as fascinating as Fournette and the intrigue of what happens to his career, but as far as game planning against, I have no idea what I'm doing. And if you are a Doug Peterson or Mike Groh or Deuce Staley, who's the running backs coach, they've got so many different guys that they can rely on. That's exactly what they had when they won the Super Bowl a couple of years ago when Corey
Talk about
Clement's
it.
making
Yep.
the big play in the
They were
end zone.
top 5.
Not Jay Ajayi. You know, it's you don't know what to prepare for, which makes the Eagles so dangerous.
Peter, I keep looking at this team, reading things and watching highlights out of training camp and looking at the depth charts, and it is a really hard thing to not picture them down in Miami.
The Eagles
the
are
more I look at
loaded.
this, and I know it's preseason week 2, but even when you're talking about these running backs and what they did, they last year made the playoffs with a bottom 5 run game, a bottom 5 offense. Their offense was not clicking, and they still got it done. So if they get back to what they had that Super Bowl year, when they win and won it, a top 5 with these guys, with Miles Sanders, highlight reels from training camp and all of that, how are they not going to Miami? Who's stopping them with the depth and the fact that they're complete on all sides? I'm just saying, it's real.
Yeah.
They're real, looking
awesome.
really good to start the
The
season.
team that might stop them is trying to figure out some contracts right now, and they're in the same division. They stopped them twice last year, so we'll see.
Let's move it along to the
the Rams.
Raiders facing off
The Saints.
against the Cardinals. That's tonight.
The Bears.
Both teams. The Saints. I'm just saying I feel some sort of way about these Eagles.
Sure.
Big name head coaches with the Raiders there in Gruden, and they're taking on the Cardinals. You've got Cliff Kingsbury there. Both are fighting to prove themselves.